What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Have an absolutely ridiculous replay to show you guys. This was so OP. This was crazy, man. This happened Saturday night during the Vape Nation Invitational. It was the semifinals, and it really showcases just how powerful different dimension demons are as an archetype. Now, so I know a lot of you guys are like DDDs. I mean, I don't know much about that archetype. It's just another tier 2.5 deck. Don't think just because nobody plays it in the TCG, it's not a strong archetype. The main reason no one plays it in the TCG is just because, like, you cannot run the deck at its best. You can't run the most optimal versions because so many of the cards are just still in the OCG, and we don't have, you know, Pendulum Domination, we don't have the Dark Illusion. But when those come out to the TCG, this is going to be offensively one of the strongest decks in the game. Maybe you could argue something like Despots, but the things that DDDs can do when they go off is ridiculous. This is like some of the best combos that you will see in the game, to where your opponent is just like, okay, they just throw their hands up, like, I can't really do anything. And this isn't one of those absurd combos that basically never happen. Like, this happens a lot with DDDs. The combo I'm going to show you is pretty routine. They will do this a lot because that's the way they build their deck. And with Allure of Darkness at 2 now, you know, get some draw power up in there, because pretty much the entire archetype is dark, so you can banish pretty much anything. All right, so let me just go ahead, stop talking, and show you guys what's happening. So we got Edunculation at the top. It's going to skip to another video in just a second. It was 2 matches going on at the same time. All right, before I go ahead and play it, though, it's very important, in case you don't know anything about DDDs, to know that they have a lot of Monster Reborns. Pretty much all the important cards and all the combos come because they will constantly abuse all of their Monster Reborns. Lamnia, the monster on the field that was normal summon, she has a Monster Reborn. One of their fusions, Flame King, he has a Monster Reborn. One of their synchros, Alexander, has a Monster Reborn. And then Ragnarok, which is one of the most important cards in the deck, he has a Monster Reborn in his Pendulum effect and with his Monster effect. Like, so the deck is literally just Monster Reborn City, and that's how they get these ridiculously OP fields. So let me just shut up. I'll explain my best what the heck is going on. So let's just go ahead and play it. Alright, so normal summon was used for Lamnia. He pitches Green Slime, activates its effect, pitching Red Slime at the same time, and he's going to summon Flame King. At this point, he has Contract on the field, so he search. He activates his Ragnarok. That has a built-in Monster Reborn, but he's not going to use it yet. He's going to Synchro into Alexander. Now, Alexander has a Monster Reborn too. Whenever a DD is special summoned or normal summoned, you get to reborn a level 4 lower DD monster, but it's once per turn. So at that point, he uses his Ragnarok's Pendulum effect, and he Monster Reborn's Flame King. Now, since DD was summoned, special summoned, then he's going to obviously activate Alexander's effect, and he gets his Lamnia back. Now, he's going to summon Lamnia like 8 times in this turn. This is the second time he did it. He goes into Siegfried. Siegfried is essentially legendary 6 Samurai Shien. Now, since Siegfried was special summoned, he can activate Flame King's effect, which is another Monster Reborn, so he brings Lamnia back, which is the 3rd time Lamnia has been summoned this time, or this turn. He uses Meteor Burst to special summon the Ragnarok, which already used the Monster Reborn from the Pendulum Scale onto the field as a monster, and then his Monster Reborn monster effect kicks in. So this is just ridiculous. So Ragnarok is going to activate his 2nd Monster Reborn effect, and that gets back Alexander. Now he's going to use Lamnia's inherent Monster Reborn effect by giving up his Contract. Now, when Lamnia is summoned this way and she leaves the field, she gets banished. She's basically Plague Spreader Zombie, but it doesn't matter. Like, he gets to summon, he gets to basically bust out freaking Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So now, not only does he have a legendary 6 Samurai Shien, he has freaking a walking Divine Wrath on crack, but he's not done yet. He's going to activate Red Slime's effect, because remember, he pitched it from the Green Slime, and he summons Beowulf. And now he's going to exceed into freaking Titanic Galaxy, and it's just like, what do you do at this point? Let me just pause, and then he sets 1 card. Let me just pause and size this field up, guys. He has a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, a Titanic Galaxy, an Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon, and a Siegfried, a DDD Siegfried, which is essentially a legendary 6 Samurai Shien, but like with much better stats. Like, what do you do? If you try and activate any spells or traps, chances are they're either going to get negated or Titanic's just going to absorb them. If you use any monster effects, you're just going to lose out to Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and chances are you'll just end up powering it up in the process. Like, you can't attack anything but the Titanic Galaxy, and I've looked at Edonculation's build, He actually runs a full Solemn Brigade of 4 Solemns in this deck as his defensive cards, but it could be like you could easily throw in a copy of like Vanity's Emptiness. So you'd basically have 5 potential like just game closing traps where even if your opponent did have some play, those cards would just stop them. But you know, when your opponent does this type of play, what do? You got like, this is ridiculous. And the thing is, and he's telling me I did this feel for you, you're my boy Cap. I'm like, man, that's how you go wombo. This was again the semifinals. He was playing against Blue Eyes, and unfortunately the ruler of Azir, he didn't get the play. And the thing is, you look at his hand actually wasn't, he's going to show his hand in a second, his hand wasn't that bad. His hand just becomes unplayable because, you know, Edon Collation just went basically YOLO on him. I think he has a bunch of trade-ins, and he has a Melody of the Awakening Dragon, but Melody of the Awakening Dragon would have gotten them to the cards. But this is just really showing you guys some of the plays that DDDs can do, and it's going to be really exciting when they finally do come to the TCG. Again, you guys may see the 3 trade-ins and think that's super dead, but if he would have been able to activate Melody, then he would have been able to get to level 8 dragons and trade them in for more cards, so wouldn't have been that dead. But anyways, just wanted to show you guys the power of DDDs. Don't sleep on this deck. If you're ever in a tournament and you're playing against like OCG, like online on Dueling Network or something like that, and you run up against this deck, dude, seriously, go first and set some damn defenses up. Don't let this deck go first because it's gonna go off on you. Thank you guys for watching as always.